Hi, welcome to another episode of the 8-bit Retro Refix. And on this week's episode we're going to be looking at 6569 Vic chip. I had this chip in a 60s clone board. You've seen me make one of those. If you have a look in the other videos, you'll have a look in the playlist there of me building the 60s clone board. Well, we were playing on this the other night and I started seeing some graphical issues down the left hand column of the screen. Just down one column, just solidly down one side of the screen, first column. So if you say for instance you put loads of ats down, just straight down the side of the screen, then you'd start seeing it coming in, but you'll see that on the videos. The reason why I wanted to do this video is because I've not actually seen this one before. We go through the pictorials and things like that, and it's not there. I mean, there's stuff that's very similar kind of ish, but nothing that's as pronounced as what this is, what it does. So this chip's going to go as my test chip now. When we're looking at systems that don't boot at all, I'd rather put a test chip Vic in that kind of works to test on that one. So that's what we're going to do now. So let's get to it. Right, so I've put the screen in black and I've put the writing into white, so you can actually see what happens. So you can see all the ats down the left hand side of the screen. You see some ats and you can see some R's where it says ready, but mainly on the ats down there. If you keep watching, it starts to flicker. It starts flickering and it starts making all weird and wonderful shapes. So we're having a look into this one, and we've actually got it in my C64 board, is this one at the moment, because it was in my 60s clone one, but I've modified that and I've put a cooling fan on with the Vic etc and stuff like that on the 60s clone now. So I've taken it out of there. What I wanted to do is show you what a Vic chip can do with graphical issues. I was quite surprised, to be fair, of what it does. I went around the houses, so I started looking at RAM, I started looking at character ROMs. Just your usual things that you would probably think it would be, RAM or character ROMs. Yeah, it can be logic. But I was quite surprised to find out that it were a Vic. Thankfully I've got quite a few spare chips for the old Commodore 64s, so I was able to swap around a little bit, if you know what I mean, because there was nothing showing anywhere. As you can see, it's working perfectly fine. There's no issues or anything with the board as such. Everything else was fine. I did see when we were playing some games down the left hand side of the screen, it were all going strange. So yeah, I've not seen anything starting on this just yet, but I'm sure it will do very shortly. So you can just start to see it flickering now. You see it on the R's and on the ats down the left hand side. It's funny how it stops halfway down. You can just see at the bottom of the screen, because I've zoomed in, and it's a little bit lower than halfway down on the screen, but you can just see 4 lines up, look. The R on the ready. There isn't anywhere else on the lower. I'll lower it down just to let you have a look. As you can see, there's nothing on the bottom, which I found it very, very, very strange. I noticed it a lot more when I went into the Gideon's 1541 Ultimate cartridge. Down that left hand side, you just could not see anything at all. I haven't got that plugged in at the moment. I was thinking it were kernel ROMs. I tried using the cartridge for changing the kernel ROMs, changing the character ROMs. etc. It didn't make any difference. Well, it did for a few seconds and then it started coming back in again. I'll just pan you back up to them and then you can see what's going on with them. Very, very strange. I've never come across this before. That's why I thought I'd show you guys what it can actually do, can the Vic chips. So there you go. I'm not going to zoom it back out. I'm going to leave it as exactly how it is. I'm just going to pan you down to the C64. We're going to swap the Vic chip and put another one back in. And just see the difference. So I'll just switch that off. Pull that one out now. Put that one back in. Put it back on. Flick the switch. So there you go. That's all I've done is pulled the Vic out and put that new Vic in. I've actually named this one now. I've called it my test Vic. Much rather use this Vic chip for testing systems rather than using good chips, if you know what I mean. Because this one's pretty much working. It's just got the characters down the left hand side of the screen. So you can see that back up and running again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this chip out. And you can see that in the ultimate now, look. You can see all the messes wiggling away. So let's see if we can start a game up. See if we can get anything to happen on the game. If a game will start. Let's try cartridge. Oh wow, look at that down the left hand side of that screen there. That's horrible. And that's what I was finding when I was playing the games the other night on that, and I was wondering what the hell was going on with it. It's a shame. You can even see it on the Lotus badge in the top left corner flickering, and on the Lotus word itself, and then it goes off. So that's what you can get from an Icky, Flicky, Vicky. Right, so you saw what we're going on there with that Vic. You can see up in that picture up there, you can see that flickering down the left hand side of the screen on top of the characters down there. I did put it into my ZIF board because the 60s clone one now, I've modified that and I've put a fan housing on the top for a cooling fan for the Vic to keep it cool. I am going to order a proper housing, or if I can look at some 3D printing something, I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you what I've done with that as well. So yeah, so that's the Vic chip. Like I said earlier, it doesn't show up in the pictorials. So there's a picture of the pictorial up there, so you can have a look through the pictures. There's nothing really like it up there. That's why I wanted to show you this video of a problem that you can get with the PAL chips. I don't know whether it's the same with the NTSC chips, but the PAL chips is a 6569. This is an R3 for what it's worth. It's a bin thing really, especially if it's warming up and the graphics are all going skew with. Well, like I said, it's just a test chip is this one now. So if you've enjoyed watching these videos, please hit the subscribe and hit the notification bell for up and coming videos. If you want to leave any comments in the bottom, by all means, leave me a comment. I'll get back to you. I love reading the comments. I like responding to your comments. So it would be really good if you wanted to leave us a comment. Also, if you want to come and see us, you'll find us in Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. All the links are below in the description area. So thank you for watching another episode of the 8-Bit Retro Refix, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!